Hi, everybody. I'm Christine Schiavone, and our show is Spiritual Exploration. Tonight, we're going to talk about the Hare Krishna mantra, which I don't know very much about, and I'm sure you don't, but we will by the end of the show. And to talk about that with us is one of our most welcome and special guests, now calling yourself Sriman
John
John
Martini.
Martini. I know John Martini. But
They added the
Sriman is
Sriman.
something new.
They added the Sriman on for extra flavor. It's an honorific title, that means
From
spiritual master.
Oh,
Yeah, from the International Society for Krishna Consciousness.
so do you belong to this society?
Well, I've always belonged to it, but in the way that I'm not an initiated devotee. I'm a come and go, at my own pace, at my own speed.
Well, that's the way life
That's
should be
the way
anyway.
life is.
That's the way life is. You do what you can when you can.
Exactly. I mean, that's the way it always is with everything.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, we're only human, right?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And so.
So let's start out by asking, who is Hare Krishna?
Well, you heard of the new thing, the transgender and the racial. Well, I'm transcendental,
Transcendental,
Trans-
well, like in transcendental meditation.
Yeah. And Hare Krishna, Lord Sri Krishna is the primeval, original Godhead, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. God is unlimited, so God has many, many, many different incarnations, many different forms. And the mystics and yogis and saints and seers going back thousands of years understood that Lord Sri Krishna is the primeval Lord of all existence.
Then he did exist like Buddha did exist?
Yeah. And Krishna is still existing within each one of us.
Just like Jesus always exists in each one of us.
Jesus, the Hare Krishnas consider Jesus to be an incarnation of Krishna. The Hare Krishnas consider Buddha to be an incarnation of Krishna. So all incarnations
They're thinking
of
that they're
God,
all the same soul.
all are Krishna, all are one. So it doesn't matter what religion you take to, what spiritual path you take to. The ultimate goal is Krishna consciousness, to go back home to Godhead. We're in these material bodies, but we're not these bodies. We forget.
This is just a vehicle to get us around.
It's a spacesuit for getting us around planet Earth.
Right.
But we are eternal souls, all right? We have the same quality as Krishna. Krishna is Satchit Ananda, full knowledge, eternal existence, and bliss. We have the same quality as Krishna. Like Krishna is the sun, and we are the particles of light emanating from Krishna. So it's a natural, eternal, reciprocal relationship we have. But in this material world, we have forgotten our true position, which is eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge. And so people like me have to go around reminding people of their eternal position, because we get so caught up in the material world and all the concerns of this world.
Everybody wants stuff. That's all
Yeah,
they're thinking about.
and
Let's go shopping. Shop till you drop.
Everyone falls for the advertiser's con, which
Yeah.
is supposed to deliver you happiness. So why isn't anybody happy? So I'm here to tell you can get happiness by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, which is non-different than Krishna himself. So when you chant the Hare Krishna mantra, you are tapping into the eternal energy source. It's like cell phones. If you keep your cell phone unplugged too long, what happens?
It dies out.
It dies out. And that's what happens to us spiritually. So you have to plug into the energy source, which is Krishna. The Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This mantra is the prescription given by Krishna for us in this age of Kali Yuga, which is the darkest age. So
you think we're in the darkest age now?
We're in the darkest age. It's an age full of hypocrisy and quarrel.
That's for sure.
Look, just today, there was a shooting in a church in Charleston.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
Baptist church.
Several people got killed.
One of the victims was
the preacher,
senator.
yeah,
The preacher.
yes, yeah,
And he's also a senator.
And this kind of madness is going on all over the place
Yeah.
because people have gone insane. You know, they lost their connection to the source energy, which is blissful, which is you chant the Hare Krishna mantra and your concerns and your worries and your fears diminish. And you get greater knowledge. You understand why you're here in this material world. You understand wisdom of God, and you live a more peaceful. Hare Krishna is it's for the wellness of people and the wellness of society. And so it's most needed today because everybody's confused.
Yeah, that's for sure.
They don't know why we're here.
Every time you turn around, there's somebody doing something outrageous.
Mass shootings all over the place, violence all over the place. People have gone mad because they've been sold a bill of goods. Buy this and you'll be happy. Get this, you'll be happy. Achieve this and you'll be happy. Get your house, get your car, get your person to love. Get a husband, get a wife.
Get
then
money,
I'll be happy.
Get a beautiful job.
Then I'll be happy. But nobody's happy now. It's like the people put the cart before the horse. I'm telling you, put the horse before the cart. Your true nature, your true identity is in relationship with God.
Our problem is that we think that outside things are going to make us happy when we're going to find that happiness from inside ourselves.
It's all in here.
That's right.
Everything external will take. Everything in this world is arranged by God's arrangement, all right? And you're going to get what you're going to get according to your karma. You're not going to get any more than what you're going to get, what you're destined to get. You're not going to get any less than what you're destined to get. So material nature's taking care of all of that. Don't worry about that.
In other words, if you're meant to be rich, you're going to become rich.
And if you're not, you won't. And the jails are filled with people trying to be rich, and it wasn't for them to have. And the same thing with marriage. If you're not meant to be happily married to get a mate, look at the marriage. The divorce rates are 60% out there.
60 now. We used to be 50.
60%. And so, and for the 40% that don't get divorced, that's just because they didn't get divorced. It doesn't mean that they're happy.
It's true. I've noticed that too. Even a lot of people that seem to be happily married and stuff are not.
We try for external
Yes.
things to fulfill us. We have endless desires. I want this. I desire that. Gimme, 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 I want it now.
Right.
And that's not doing it. But if you get in touch with your spiritual identity, and the quickest, most direct way to do that is through the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, because the mantra is non-different than Krishna himself. Anything having to do with Krishna is Krishna. It's on the absolute, Krishna is on the absolute plane. So when we plug into that energy, we are then on the transcendental plane. And Krishna will bless you. Krishna will give you everything that you want and need. But you have to go about it the right way. And if taking to Krishna consciousness is very easy, you don't have to change anything about you. You don't have to join anything. You don't have to buy books. You have all these self-help gurus all over the place. They charge people money for their bogus
information.
Krishna gives everything for free. Here, he's using people like me all over the world. Here, take to this. Krishna wants you. Chant the Hare Krishna mantra, and your life will become perfect, sublime, blissful, full of knowledge, and Krishna will give you everything that you need down here. And you'll get better when God gives it to you than when you try to get it for yourself. So put the horse before the cart. Get it lined up right.
All right, now this Hare Krishna mantra, would that be, now you're talking about transcendental, is that, I guess it could be used in transcendental meditation.
It is transcendental meditation.
Okay.
I mean,
well, in other words, transcendental meditation also includes chanting other things as well.
You see, there are a lot of different mantras for a lot of different purposes.
Exactly.
This here brings it all right back to the source. You're going directly to Godhead, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Sri Radha Govinda. And when you do that, you're tapping into the eternal energy, which makes all of the mantras. This here is the source of all of the mantras.
All right, we would like to perhaps practice one while we're here on the show now, okay? But I would like to give the audience a chance to get a piece of paper and a pen so that you could slowly give it to them so they could write it down and then do it.
Yeah. Well, also, we'll do that, but everybody's online now. The internet is tons of information on Hare Krishna. On Google, just Google in Hare Krishna, tons of videos.
Or Google Hare Krishna mantra, and it'll
just
come up.
Hare Krishna mantra. There'll be all kinds of information on Google, on YouTube. There's tons of videos with beautiful Hare Krishna songs, devotional songs, which are called bhajans, and congregational chanting, which is where a lot of people get together, and that's called Sankirtan. So everyone has access.
Well, you're talking about YouTube. Actually, this show will be on YouTube too, along with all my other shows that I've been producing.
Beautiful, terrific. So we're spreading Krishna consciousness globally, and that's why I came. I called you up to do this show because this past Saturday was the annual Rath Yatra Festival, the Festival of India, which is the annual Hare Krishna parade that starts at 57th Street in New York City and goes down all the way down to Fifth Avenue to Washington Square Park. And there's thousands of people. And they have 3 gigantic chariots, and everybody is tumultuously chanting Hare Krishna. And the whole parade ends up in Washington Square Park where there's thousands of people. And they have beautiful music and drama and the best food you'll ever eat, Hare Krishna Prasadam. So when I got home, as I was commuting home on the ferry, I'm looking at all my Staten Island brothers and sisters, commuting, and it was thousands of people on the ferry, hundreds of people at the ferry terminal, hundreds of people on the boat. I said, they should know about this. Staten Island should know about this because it's such a wonderful, wholesome, holistic, like I said, Hare Krishna philosophy creates wellness in people. And everybody's walking around crazy and upset, and these days, everyone's unhappy.
Everybody's not getting what they want.
And the material world is a very miserable place for everybody. It's not a happy place for any sane person. We're in these bodies that give us suffering. Right now, Staten Island hospitals are filled with people that are suffering. Some are suffering, have very bad disease, and some have terminal illnesses.
Oh, yeah, there were people that are dying.
Dying every day. You see
every day.
Every day people are dying.
Yes.
So the body gives us suffering. We have the threefold sufferings of the material nature. The suffering of the mind and the body. The mind will make you go crazy. That'll make you suffer. The body will make you go suffer. Then you have the suffering from other people, like this idiot that decided to go into church and just kill people. So you go out thinking everything's going to be okay, and you're dead. Or you're in the hospital gravely wounded because of other people. And then there's the suffering of nature, material nature. And Hurricane Sandy was a perfect example of this, the suffering that's caused by nature. And people are still suffering from Hurricane Sandy. So this material world is not a happy place for any sane person. And we want to get out of here and go back home, back to Godhead. And Krishna is giving you the prescription, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And you want to know how it's done? We'll do it right now if you don't mind.
Excuse me.
You could do it. These are japa beads.
Yeah, I was going to say, what are those?
You can buy them on the internet real cheap on Google, japa, G-A-P-A beads. Or you could use your rosary beads. Mother Mary won't mind because it's God is God is God is God is God.
As long as you're using the beads, right?
God is God is God is God.
That's right.
And so Mother Mary, if you have a rosary beads, use your rosary beads, or you could just use your fingers to try to keep count. And you go Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now Hare is an incarnation of God, which is the energy of God. All right? Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the all-knowing creator of
So
all
we're
things.
talking about the same God that
God
that
is God is God is God.
Right, that is the God that Christians believe in, and
God is
Jews
God is God
believe
is God.
in, and Hindus believe in.
This is just goes back further. Christianity came about 2,000, a little bit over 2,000 years ago.
Yes.
This is the primeval religion. This was around about 4,000 years ago, and it goes back further than that. So this was passed down through the spiritual plane. Lord Brahma passed this down to the father of mankind, who passed this on, and it's been going through disciplic succession ever since. And it's passed on to me, and now I'm passing it on to Staten Island. And I'm hoping
And
Staten
the world.
Island will take this.
Through
And the world.
YouTube.
And I'm hoping Staten Island and the world will take to this. This is our guru, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, was he brought Hare Krishna
That's a mouthful.
to the West.
Yeah.
All right, was in India for thousands of years. He came to New York City in 1966 as an old man. You know, he was in his 70 years old at the time, and he came down the Lower East Side and he started preaching the mantra. And he turned he came across from India penniless. Just getting help from people along the way that he befriended, and he built an international society that now has temples all over the world. The Hare Krishna movement, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, is global. Every country is partaking in this, and this is the religion for this age of Kali Yuga. It's the most direct way to get God realization and to get love of God. And that's what this is, trying to spread love of God in a non-sectarian way. So you could be a Christian, you could be a Hindu, you could be a Buddhist, you could be a Jew, and you could still practice Hare Krishna, and it'll just make the religion you're in, you'll be a better Christian, a better Jew. You don't have to change your religion. Just chant the Hare Krishna mantra, and it's from sublime spiritual mystical energy in the sound syllable of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You keep chanting that mantra, and it'll give you from the inside, because Krishna is on the inside.
Just like God is on the inside.
God is on the inside as Paramatma, the Lord within. So God is already within all of us.
Right.
So
just some people haven't found him.
That's what this is about, is helping people to find the God that's already there.
Right.
And that's what the Hare Krishna movement is about.
Don't forget, there's a lot of people that actually just don't believe there is a God there.
Yeah, well, and that's understandable, because we get so lost and confused down here, and we suffer so much. And this mantra is the prescription, it's the medicine that'll get you healthy again. So chant this mantra, and you'll see after some time, you'll start feeling well springs of bliss. This is something you can do every day. I chanted this mantra driving all the way here, from where I live. I just was in my car driving and chanting the mantra.
But it doesn't put you into like another state of mind, like transcendental meditation could.
This, if you do it for long periods of time, you will. This will put you in a very hypnotic, beautiful state.
Yeah, a state of transcendence. Very blissful.
The more you do, the more you benefit. But if you're only going to do it 10 minutes here or there, it's not going to affect anything. But you still receive the benefit, because you're connecting with God. It's always good to do the chant, the mantra, if you're stressed out, if you're anxious, if you're worried, if you're depressed, if you're lonely, if you feel...
any negative emotion.
Any negative thing, chant the mantra. You can just do it softly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and do that for like 10 minutes. It's good to get it into your thing where you do it.
It comes naturally, and you do it when you have a few minutes.
It's like yoga. You have to acquire a taste for it. But when you acquire a taste for it, you're going to love it, and it's life changing. Your life won't be the same. You'll be tapped into the energy source that will just make you feel like buzzing. Every cell in your body will be buzzing. But you have to keep doing it, and do it while you're taking a shower. Do it, lay down on your bed. Turn off the TV, turn off the computer.
Can you do it as you're falling off to sleep to help you fall off to
Yeah,
sleep?
yeah, and it does.
Yeah.
Because it calms you down. You start feeling, the name Krishna is Krishna, and Krishna is all bliss. So it's like you plug in your cell phone to the energy, the electrical current, and you're going to feel the difference. And the more you do, the more you reap the benefits from it. And it is meditation. This is called Bhakti Yoga. It's the yoga of love of God, devotion to God. So it's the easiest yoga because loving God comes naturally when we were directed to do it the right way, you know? And this is a bona fide system that's been around thousands of years, so it's tried and true and tested for yogis and sages and saints and for thousands of years, so it works. And I'm not making something up, and I'm not looking to sell anything.
No, you're not making anything up. You're repeating something that's been going on for 4,000 years.
Yeah, yeah. So reap the benefits of it. And it's easy as easy, and you could do it in the shower. And you know, like I said, there's YouTube videos where they have beautiful songs, and this artwork that we have behind us. On Google, if you type in anything Hare Krishna, there'll be tons of Krishna images.
Tell us, Hare Krishna is the deity that's behind me?
Well, Lord Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead behind you.
Right.
That is the one who made you and made everything else. His eternal consort is Lord Srimati Radharani. She is his eternal love. Like the way we love, we fall in love, it's because, where did we get that from? We got that from because it's the original, it's what God does. So we do everything God does because we have God's nature. We fall in love because God falls in love.
Yeah, but what about the bad things that people do? God doesn't do that, and he doesn't teach that.
We do that because we forget God. We're disconnected. We unplugged our extension cord. You know, so you go crazy. This material world is very stressful if you take it too seriously. And everybody wants, like I said, they want happiness, but they go about it the wrong way. Mm-hmm. So, you know, everyone gets stressed out working multiple jobs and trying to keep up with the Joneses, and they have demanding people in their lives making all kinds of demands upon them. And so I have to get a big house, and I have to get an expensive car, and I have to get expensive jewelry, and I have to go on expensive vacations. Oh my God, who even wants to live like that? I mean, and playing the status game of status consciousness, and you know, respective of persons, you only bother with people you think could help you out politically or economically. Oy, that's such a waste of time in life, and it will make you go crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
This here is the remedy to make people go sane. So understand your position down here. We have to make the best of a very bad bargain. We're stuck in this material world because we wanted to enjoy separate from Krishna. We were always up in the spiritual world with Krishna, but somewhere along the line, all of us decided, you know what, I want to have some fun on my own. I'll see you later. Krishna says, no problem. He doesn't interfere with our free will. Right. He says, I'll create this material cosmos, this material universe. I'll put all of the souls down here that want to enjoy apart from me. Here, enjoy. So we're put in this material world to enjoy, but guess what? In this dualistic plane, you can't pick up one end of the stick without picking up the other end of the stick. So we're going to get happiness, but then we're going to get suffering because this is a dualistic plane. So you're going to get the good and you're going to get the bad. Well, that's fine, except that the bad is far worse than the good.
What do the Ten Commandments have to do with Krishna now? Is he the
Everything.
God that put the
Yeah.
the same God?
Krishna wants us to obey the Ten Commandments fully. He wants us to obey the two great commandments of Christ. In fact, the Hare Krishna's message is love God with all your heart, or your might, or your soul, or your strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. Krishna wants us to live the golden rule. Do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. If you do that, and you love Krishna, Hare Krishna, or God, whatever form of God that your life will be successful, and it'll be peaceful, and it'll be blissful. And you'll get out of here and go back home, back to Godhead when you die. If you don't follow a path of spiritual paths, you will have to come back here again.
To do it over
To
again.
do it again.
Till you get it right.
And you don't know what your next incarnation is going to be. We have all incarnated and reincarnated many, many, many times. So you don't know what your next life's going to be. Your next life's only going to be what your karma is.
Well, in other words, if you've been doing things that are making you have to return to do it over again, then your karma's not going to be that good.
Yeah, and you're going to, if you think you have it bad now, you may come back in your next life eating garbage like they do down in Mexico.
You mean like
down in South America,
a homeless person
They
in the
eat
street?
garbage.
Yeah.
Or you'll live in a poverty-stricken country where everyone's starving to death.
Yeah.
You think you have problems on Staten Island, or you
Just
have
wait.
it. You have it in the top 10% of the world. No matter what your situation is here, you're in the top 10%.
That's right.
God has blessed you.
Be thankful. You have a bed to sleep in. You got food in your good food, clean food.
For the most people, look, people that are able to watch this program all have cable TV. How bad could they be doing if they could afford cable TV?
Well, that's true.
So everybody here on Staten Island, and I know YouTube in the world, and even if you're on the computer, you're not homeless. So
That's true. You got electricity.
If you could watch this program via
anything,
the television or cable or the computer, you're doing pretty good. All right, so make the best use of this life that you've been given. You have it pretty good.
And one of the things you have to do is have an attitude of gratitude.
And you must. And
You have to, because without that, then you really get nowhere.
Why don't people have an attitude of gratitude? Because they want more.
Yeah.
And they think they're entitled to more. Look, like I said,
grateful for what you have.
Everything that's going to be given to you due to your past karma will be given to you. And it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter what you do.
It's all designed by material arrangement. You'll get the job you're supposed to get, not a better one or a worse one. You'll get a mate that you're supposed to get. That's all. Everything's designed already before we come here. It's already.
Well, we make our contracts before we come here.
Exactly.
We decide what's going to happen.
Well, we decide based on everything. We decide, but it's based on what's going to be for our best spiritual good. All right? So when we come down here, we forget that contract.
Plus, we know what kind of lives we led before and what we really deserve.
Well, you are where you are. This is where we are now.
Right.
And let's make the best of where we are now.
That's right.
And this is the prescription for this age, to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. And you don't have to change much about it. The changes will come naturally. Because you'll want to change. Not because, all you could do is lead a horse to water. You can't make the horse drink.
That's right.
All I could do is lead the horse to water. The Hare Krishna mantra is water. Please drink of this. Krishna is saying, please drink of this water. Return home to me. Now, who will do this? Who will do this? I don't know. That's between them and God. I'll make it even easier. I'm on Facebook. If people want to get in touch with me on Facebook, just Google my name, John Martini /Facebook. My name will be the first two names that pop up because I have 4,000
and
friends.
you can help them with the mantra.
And come visit me on my Facebook page. I have 4,000 friends on Facebook. So
wow.
Yeah. And if we get enough people on Staten Island that are interested in this, I'll start a Facebook group, and we'll take it from there. And
well, let me know what happens with that.
Yeah. And are you on Facebook?
No.
Okay. So. But we talk, we communicate via email, so I'll
That's
let you know.
true.
Yeah,
Texting,
I'll let you know.
email.
And so what I'm doing is trying to get a satsang together here on Staten Island, because birds of a feather flock together.
That's true.
And there has to be a few more people like me, people that would have an interest in this, and they need someone who could explain this to them and teach them and guide them. And I'm saying, if you want that, come to visit me on Facebook, and we'll work it out from there. So
That's very nice of you to
yeah,
do that.
well, this is what
It's because you care about people.
this is what it's about. This is what it is. We try to lift
Well,
everyone up.
we were put here to help each other. That was God's purpose in creating us
Look,
and letting
there's
us
too
come
many.
here.
Look, there's a lot of people that are marginalized, alienated, isolated. They feel lonely. They feel nobody cares about them. They don't feel like they fit in. And you get enough of that going on. That's why people go crazy out there and they start, getting guns and shooting people because they just feel so disconnected from life, from their souls. And it doesn't have to be this way. We have to worry about each other. We're supposed to be our brother's keeper, and I'm telling you, chant the Hare
Well, in some ways,
Krishna
we
mantra.
have to be our brother's
and,
keeper, yeah.
Yeah, chant the Hare Krishna mantra in some ways, and this is the way to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, this will change your life if you stay at it. Like you have to stay with it, and you'll see the results, and your life will be sublime. Chant and be happy, as the Hare Krishna say. Chant and be happy, and they're not lying. It's just that nobody listens to them.
Well, those people that on a regular basis go marching down the street, chanting with their robes on and their bald heads.
They do that. That's called.
They seem very happy.
That's called, and they are. Believe me, they're happier than you and I.
Yeah.
Because they just don't care about the game.
They don't care about material things.
They don't care about the game. And believe me, they live very comfortable lives. When you surrender to God, you give up nothing but misery. God has taken care of me when I tell you, and God will take care of your physical material needs. The more you surrender to Krishna, the more Krishna will just throw at you. Don't worry about it. And I mean this, Scout's honor, God's honor. May God strike me dead. You'll get all your needs met. Chant the mantra, love God, love Krishna, develop a relationship with God, and then God will take care of everything else. Jesus said that. He said, what did he say? Do not be concerned about what you will eat, what you will wear, what you put on. I'll give you all those things. Just surrender to me. And God does. And any Christian will testify. God will take care of your physical needs. Your job is to reconnect with God, reconnect with the source. And you could do it as a Christian, and you have a lot of Christians. You could do it as a Jew. You could do it as a Hindu. You could do it as a Buddhist. You could do it as a Jainist. I'm telling you, you could do it this way, the Hare Krishna way. This is.
So you do these chants every day?
I religiously. I mean, the Hare Krishna mantra is a very blissful. When you're feeling depressed and this world makes you depressed, it brightens you up big time. You feel blissful.
I'm starting to feel blissful now just listening to you talk about it.
That's what it does. That's what it does.
Yeah.
When I got done with the parade, with the thousands of devotees, I invited my brother and my niece, and they have no interest in this. And see, that's what we devotees do. We invite our family members, come, hang out, our friends, and they love it. My brother and my niece
They
loved
had a good
it.
time.
Everybody in Washington Square Park was smiling and happy because Krishna consciousness is our original nature.
And there's an ambiance about the whole thing.
You go into a beautiful hypnotic
state.
It's called transcendental consciousness.
Exactly.
Your consciousness is going
When
higher.
you practice transcendental meditation, you get that consciousness.
You're going higher.
I know
This is the same thing as Maharishi's transcendental meditation, but
right.
But the thing is that they use the mantra here, so it's a slightly different technique.
Well, you use a mantra in the transcendental
It's a
also,
different
but
mantra.
not that one.
Here we worship Lord Sri Krishna and Lord Radharani, and we do it that way. And so every spiritual path is slightly different.
Somebody from a religion, especially like Christianity, would say, is this not worshiping a false god? Putting false gods before...
Well, this is God.
That's what I want you to explain.
Look, this is God. This is the God of the Bible.
Right.
Jesus, his father was Jehovah, Yahweh. All right? Christ, the word Christ, comes from the Greek word Christos, which comes from the Far East word Krista, which is Krishna. So Krishna means the all attractive one. God is all attractive. Christ means the anointed one. So Krista, Christos, Christ from Krishna. Krishna,
It's all
Krista,
one and the same.
God is God is God is God. There's different honorific titles that God is given. Yahweh is given one title, Jehovah. This Lord Krishna is Jehovah. Jesus is Krishna. There's no distinction on the spiritual
They're all
plane.
one and the same.
It's just that
They
God
just have
comes.
different names.
God comes to us in different times, different parts of the world, and He relates to us according to our natures. So in the Middle East, they had, but before Jehovah, they had the Zoroastrians, which was a similar religion to Christianity. So people don't know their history. They know what they're told by preachers who have some information right and some information wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're telling you things that they think they know. They don't know the history. Religion goes back thousands and thousands of years before Christianity, before Judaism. So let's put the horse before the cart. If you want to worship Jesus, chant the name Christ. Chant the name Jesus. No, the Hare Christians will tell you, if you feel comfortable with Jesus, stay with Jesus. If you feel comfortable with Buddha, stay with Buddha. If you feel comfortable with Allah, stay with Allah. We're saying, for all those people out there that might be inclined towards this, like I was, here, this is for you. This may not be for the guy down the block. This is for you.
But even if it's not for you, give it a try and see.
It's...
Because you never know. It might work for you.
You give it a try. The proof of the pudding is in the eating.
Yep.
So if the more you chant this Hare Krishna mantra, what happens? Our souls are like mirrors, all right, that are supposed to reflect God's love, His light. But our identification with material nature, with our identification with materialism, the many lifetimes we have come back here, we have gotten so much dust on the mirror of our souls that we are unable to reflect a pure image of God, who is Satchitananda. So our nature is Satchitananda because, like I said, God is the sun, we are the particles of sunlight. So we are part and parcel of Krishna. We, in essence, are not different from Krishna. So wipe the dust off the mirror of your soul by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. And the more you do it, the more your life will become sublime and meaningful and radiant and beautified and peaceful and blissful. And God will give you so many blessings, because now you'll be in an atmosphere of love. So if you want love, you'll have love all over the place because you'll know how to be a loving person. And when you get to that level, right, when you know how to love people, life's just a constant banquet of love. And so don't feel disconnected. Don't feel alienated. Don't feel alone and isolated. You're not meant to be that way. That's material conditioning. Believing all of the nonsense you see on the television, and that's all, sitcoms and all this other nonsense, and paying too much attention to the news and too much attention to the politics. That'll make you go crazy.
Oh, you're absolutely right. That's why I don't really watch the news that much. People will say to me, "Did you hear what happened?" I don't know.
It's all bad news.
It's all bad news, and it gets you upset and depressed. That's right.
It's like putting a microscope on the tears.
But sitcoms, I have to disagree a little bit
Well,
because
yeah,
I
like
like
my
to
sitcoms.
laugh.
No, they're a good. I'm just saying everything in moderation. I watch The King of Queens. I watch Everyone Loves Raymond.
Yeah,
I
Mike
like
and
my
Molly, all those.
Yeah, I mean, I watch the
Two
TV
Broke
Land.
Girls.
Yeah, I watch my TV Land and
Oh yes, I mean,
2.5 Men.
laughter is the
I
best
watch 2.5
medicine,
Men.
and it's good for the soul.
I watch 2.5 Men because
Oh, yeah, I watch
even
that
though
too.
it's a guy show.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
And believe me, it's bad. Moral wise, it's bad, but it's funny.
I like to laugh.
So
Things that happen that make me laugh.
We're not be as you are. Nobody's saying you got to be a super saint.
Nobody is perfect. We're all human, and God
Well,
forgives.
this here is again, this is a prescription to get you healthy. So the more you do of this, the more you want to do, and you're going to be yourself. You're not going to shave your head and join a temple and join a cult.
That's right.
Nobody wants you
No,
for that.
no.
Uh,
What you do is you just do it privately,
Do it privately.
inside yourself.
Inside yourself, and I've been doing it for years that way. And when today I'm wearing the tilak, which is a symbol of I'm surrendered to Lord Vishnu, who's an incarnation of Krishna, and I'm wearing this Jagannath, Lord Jagannath, who's an incarnation of Krishna. I'm doing this for the show, so that people, can identify.
You don't usually walk around like that.
When I'm out on the street, I'm like everybody else here on Staten Island.
Nobody's going to say, oh, look at him, he's different.
Nobody looks at me twice anymore. I'm going to be 55 in a month, and nobody's even looking at me. So that's nice about getting older. You're invisible. So, that's good, When your hot stuff when you're young, it's that stuff makes it, for the people in their teens, 20s, and 30s, that's all, motive passion. All of the drama of relationships and all of that. You can, chant the Hare Krishna mantra, and even that will go well. We're all in these lousy relationships because we're thinking, he will make me happy, she will make me happy. If I get a husband or a wife, then I'll be happy. No. Chant the Hare Krishna
Chances
mantra.
are you're going to be more miserable.
You're going to be miserable. Let God give to you the person you're supposed to be with. And if you're supposed to be with, you're going to get that person.
That's right.
And the purer you are, you'll get a better person. So be wise. Don't just run out there and get, somebody you think is hot. Get somebody who's going to have the best soul, that you can go the long run. Because, I have to tell you, the passion stuff comes and goes. What lingers for the rest of your life is the relationship and a soul relationship.
The love and the heart and all that.
Right, and the love, and where you're going to get that from? That's from the soul. So again, the Hare Krishna mantra will help you be a better lover. It'll help you be better at everything you do in life because you're going to be balanced. You're going to look at life from a proper perspective, not an imbalanced, worrisome perspective. And not too many people are insane out there because they're chasing after like the carrot, the donkey chasing after a carrot.
Right.
The carrot's always just out of reach.
Right.
And that's what it is down here in the material world. Our happiness is always out of reach because it's if only, if I get this, if I get that, then I'll be happy. No. Chant the Hare Krishna mantra. God will arrange everything. You'll get life will be happy.
Leave each day as it comes for what it is.
Be here now. Be here now.
Be in the now, that's right.
And all good things will happen if you calm down, enjoy. Life is what we make it.
That's right.
Don't struggle, don't stress, don't strain. Life is what we make it. Enjoy. We're here for a short time.
I know, even 100 years goes by like nothing.
And that's if you're lucky to be here 100. You had your
I'll tell you
friend
the
of
truth, I
yours.
don't want to be here 100
I don't want to be here. I don't. But I read in the paper, in the advance. You have to. Staten Islanders live to be in their 90s, their 100s. God bless them. I don't want anything like that.
I don't either, tell you the truth.
But
I look forward to the day when I say, "Hey, God, I'm here."
Going back home, back to Godhead.
Yes.
Which the spiritual.
Not that I want it to happen anytime soon, but
no.
I'm not afraid of it.
But I've been doing a lot of research on the internet for people that had near-death experiences because I figure who better
Yes.
that would know about this than people that have near-death experiences.
Yes.
And there's tons of videos of people, and I have found that the majority of them seem pretty damn sincere, and they all seem similar. So if you, like Jesus said, if you asking you shall receive, knocking it will be open. So if you want to know something, ask. And I wanted to know, like, what's it going to be like when we die? So I did a lot of investigation on near-death experiences, and I had my own mystical vision back in 1987. So I went to the other side too. So I know that the spiritual realm exists. I know that Krishna exists, God exists, and it's more wonderful than anything we can imagine.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
When I had my vision in 1987, I was 27 years old, and I had the mystical vision at Snug Harbor Cultural Center. In the art studio, I was an artist, and I had an arts. And one night, it just happened, and I was transported to the spiritual realm.
Just
And-
sitting there, I mean, you weren't like sick and went to...
No, but yeah, I started going to this very deep trance.
Uh-huh.
Something like it's like what God does is God ripped open a ceiling that I never even knew was there. And he allowed me access into the spiritual realm, which is why I'm able to do this, because I know what's waiting for everybody.
Well, that's what God wants you,
know?
to do.
And that's
He
why he
gave
put
you
me
the
through
insight,
that. And,
yeah.
you know, and it's real. The spiritual realm is real. Our connection with the divine is real. Get mature, grow up, take it seriously. There's no passengers on planet Earth. We're all crewmen, you know, and we all have a job to do down here.
We're all here for a reason.
Which is going to be our job in eternity. So let's start living like we're in eternity now. For a forest to be green, every tree has to be green, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't have one or two green trees, and then all the other trees are barren.
Yeah, no.
You're not going to have a green forest.
You might have a few trees that aren't so green, but it'll be mostly green.
Let's get trees that are a forest that's mostly green.
Right.
And this Krishna consciousness is one method that will help facilitate that. Then we'll have a better, like everybody blames the politicians, you know, this one stinks, this one, you know, in all fairness to the politicians are not God.
That's for sure.
You know, they're only human beings.
That's right.
Very flawed human beings.
They
Let's help
put
them.
their pants on one leg at a time,
Let's
just like
help
everybody
them.
else.
Let's help them by making society better. We have a job in this too. It's not like you vote for them and it's like you can go back being, you know, a crummy person to people. Let's make this place better, and that will help the politicians. And it will give them more to work with. I mean, Obama had to get on and talk about on television today about another mass shooting in a church down in Charleston. So the president's always going around every month in America talking about mass shootings. It's like there's a mass shooting every month. You know, they took a break for a while there was the riots going on, and now the riots stop and the mass shootings begin again.
There's always got to be something going on, huh?
America is out of balance.
That's right.
And we have to get balanced. We have to grow up and...
Well, we have to get some representation that knows what they're doing
And
that is able to do it.
And they're only elected by the people.
That's right.
We got to become better. Then we'll get better people to represent us.
From your mouth to God's ears.
So it's not all about them. We all have a stake in this.
Yeah.
So it's up to all of us. You want to be a good citizen, chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Like I said, it will create wellness in society. And that's my message today. And that's why I'm here, you know. I mean, for no other reason, you know.
Slowly, dare say it again.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Now, this
Hare
is
Krishna.
Over and over again. What do you do, one beat at a time
One
for
beat at
this?
a time.
It's like
Well,
saying a Hail Mary or something?
Yeah, it's similar.
Each beat is a Hail Mary?
Yeah. Each time, yeah. So, or you could sing it, you know, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Probably
Rama.
easier to remember that way.
Huh?
Probably easier to remember that way.
Yeah, and it's fun, and it's blissful. And the more you do it, the more blissful you feel, and you feel really high. There's nothing higher. I mean, if everybody wants to get high. You know, they're making marijuana legal now. So hey, everybody can get high. This is higher than marijuana. And it's legal.
And it doesn't cost anything.
And it doesn't cost you anything, and it doesn't do any harm to your respiratory system, your body.
Right.
And it's what, you know, God also gave ganja. Lord Shiva gave ganja to his wife Parvati, but that's, you know, of another age. You know, ganja was a gift from God to mankind, but it was of another age.
What does that mean, another age?
Well, going back thousands of years.
Oh, back then it was okay to use it, but now it's not?
Because it was a part of people's meditation.
Well, what if people are using it as a part of their meditation and saying it's part of my religion?
Well, if people now, if they use it, because it's legal in some places and it's going to be legal every place, because guess what?
Yeah.
They found out they can make good tax money off of it. It's a good tax rate. And marijuana
That's
is
the only
harmless.
reason it wasn't legal
It is
before.
harmless. I mean,
You think it's harmless? Compared to alcohol, definitely.
I know it's harmless.
Yeah.
I mean, not if you look, anything in moderation. It's very blissful. It is, I believe, because it's from nature. Mother Nature gave us marijuana as a gift to calm us down, to put us in a meditative, transcendental state.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't do marijuana and have mall culture. This has to be reverent. It's like you see all the idiots on YouTube. They smoke Salvia divinorum, and they use their mall culture, their mall weight.
What's that?
Salvia divinorum mall, the shopping mall.
Oh, mall. Okay.
They think like shopping mall.
Right, and then the other word that you were saying.
Well, Salvia divinorum is legal in some parts. It's like marijuana.
I never heard of that.
It's a transcendental herb given by Mother Nature. So these things, these entheogens, do have their place. They're doing research now. The big John Hopkins and NYU are doing big research on using psilocybin mushrooms, magic mushrooms, as therapy for people's post-traumatic stress.
Don't people get like hallucinations on those things?
You don't really hallucinate. You get into a state of complete bliss. There are working on alternative treatments for people's post-traumatic stress syndrome that are showing some very positives, and people's depression, and people that are terminally ill. I mean, when people find out they're terminally ill, nothing scares them. Because if you're not in touch with your soul, then you really...
That's when you do things like jump out of airplanes and stuff like that.
If you're not in touch with your soul, you don't know what you're facing. So people, when they find out, I only have 6 months to live, or I only have 3 months to live, my God, it hits them like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
That's why you have to prepare yourself. Death could come at any time.
To anybody.
You don't know.
From the minute that you're born till God knows
it's all
when,
mapped
100
out.
years
It's
later.
all prearranged. Your time. You have a time allotment.
That's right.
And you don't know. And I had a friend of mine. I was on the phone that I knew since 4th grade. A buddy of mine that I'd known since 4th grade. I spoke to him the night before he passed away of a massive heart attack. He sounded fine.
I talked to my friend Frank
I knew Frank, sure.
the day before he passed.
And
the next evening,
you found
24
out he was
hours
dead.
later, I'm being told he was found dead.
A friend of mine told me, "Hey, John, I got some bad news for you. Eric died." I thought he was joking. He told me this on Facebook. I said,
Right,
no.
yeah, sure.
No, I'm not joking. What? He died of a massive heart attack. But see, he also let everything bother him. That's what stress and worry and,
Sure.
It's a heart attack machine.
Yeah.
You have to calm it down. Calm it down, because let your blood pressure stay the same whether it sun or rain,
Mm-hmm.
So, chanting the Hare Krishna mantra is good for your nervous system. It's good for your blood pressure. It's good for you. It's good for your heart, mind, and soul. I mean, it
And it couldn't hurt at the very least.
Well, look, it's the prescription for everybody. Lord Krishna recommends this for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand not everybody's going to take to this.
Well,
So,
not everybody takes their medicine,
to anything,
period.
right. So this is to whomever it may concern. And like anything else in life, you can only lead a horse to water, you can make them drink. So to whomever it may concern, if you feel this is for you, give it a go. If you feel you're interested, do some research, Google it on the internet. If you want to come visit me on Facebook, John Martini at Facebook, come visit me. If I can get enough people on Staten Island together, we can get a SAT signing together, a group. And, so let's do it,
Yeah, not a bad idea at all. No, well, when people get together, and even like Jesus said, when two or more get together, there's a lot of power.
Well, you create community.
Yeah.
And people that are into Krishna here on Staten Island, see, that's what I was saying when I was commuting home from the city. You know, they have the Hare Krishna temples in Brooklyn, you know, downtown Brooklyn. But
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a drag to get to.
Oh, sure.
You got to take.
In other words, we don't have one on
We have
Staten Island.
no Hare Krishna. You know, the Hindus have their Hindu temple. But in a way, this is non-sectarian. This is for everybody and anybody.
Right.
You don't have to be a Hindu. You could be white, you could be black, you could be
Doesn't
Italian, you could be
matter.
Irish, you could be
Whatever.
whatever your nationality, whatever your skin color, whatever religion, whatever your
You can
age.
do the Hare Krishna meditation and get the same benefits.
Yes.
And in the meantime, I have to say thank you so much for being here. This was so interesting. It really was.
Thank you, Christine. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
It's wonderful.
Always a pleasure to have you,
It's
John.
always a pleasure to be here.
Yes.
Hare
and
Krishna.
I'd like to say to everyone, Hare Krishna. Good night.